Have you ever experienced a moment when everything you worked for suddenly fell apart? When that job opportunity disappeared? When that relationship ended? Or when your carefully laid plans crumbled before your eyes? In those devastating moments, it feels like failure. It feels like rejection. It feels like God has turned his back on you. But what if I told you that closed door was actually the greatest blessing in disguise? Scripture tells us in Proverbs 29 verse 18 that God's ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts higher than our thoughts. When we face a closed door, we're seeing only a fraction of the story. We're viewing life through a limited human lens, unable to comprehend the divine orchestration happening behind the scenes. That closed door isn't punishment, it's protection. Think about Jonah. God closed every door that led away from Nineveh. Jonah ran. He rebelled. He tried to force his own path open. But God, in his infinite mercy, kept those doors firmly shut. Why? Because Jonah's purpose, his destiny, his greatest fulfillment lay in the very direction he was running from. The closed doors weren't God saying no to Jonah, they were God saying, "Not that way, my child." Consider how many times you've looked back on your life and realized that what felt like devastating rejection was actually divine redirection. That job you didn't get led you to the career you love. That relationship that ended made space for the person you were meant to marry. That move that fell through kept you in the city where you found your calling. God sees the entire timeline of your existence. He knows the dangers lurking behind doors that look appealing to you. He understands which paths lead to heartbreak, which opportunities would have derailed your purpose, which people would have pulled you away from your destiny. When he closes a door, he's not being cruel. He's being a loving father who protects his children from harm they cannot yet see. The enemy wants you to interpret closed doors as abandonment. Satan whispers that you're not good enough, that God doesn't care, that you should force those doors open through your own strength. But faith means trusting that God's no's are just as loving as his yeses. Faith means believing that divine protection sometimes looks like divine rejection. Right now, you might be standing in front of a closed door, beating your fists against it, begging God to let you through. But I encourage you to step back, look around. Notice the open doors you've been ignoring because you were so fixated on the one that is closed. God isn't blocking your blessings, he's redirecting you toward better ones. Every closed door is God saying, "I love you too much to let you settle for less than my best." Trust the timing, trust the process. Trust that the God who created the universe knows exactly what he's doing with your life. Your breakthrough isn't behind that closed door. It's waiting for you in the direction God is calling you toward. Stop fighting against closed doors and start walking through the ones God has opened. Your miracle is closer than you think.